Hello everyone, my name is Remy.
And my name's Tristan.
And you're listening to The Weekly Outdoors. Welcome back everyone, and welcome to The Weekly Outdoors podcast with Tristan and Remy. We're back.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You're forgetting a part. It's our 10th
Oh, it's
episode.
our 10th episode!
It's our 10th anniversary!
Yeah, it's our first series and our 10th episode. And we definitely have cake here.
Yay.
So if you hear me smack during the recording, I'm sorry, but yeah, he just brought a lovely cake. What kind of cake is it?
It is a carrot cake.
Ah,
I don't know what the white stuff is on top of it. That sounds really weird,
I
but
don't know.
let's see how it tastes.
It's sweet. The top is sweet.
Yeah, man. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cake is not too sweet, so that's nice.
Yeah.
That's a good combo.
Combo.
Yeah. So again, sorry for the smacking.
Oh my god, seriously. It's hard talking with this cake. It's a little bit dry.
Yeah, no, we have to celebrate, so that's good.
Good win.
Yeah.
So
how
for
was
everybody who's not nauseous at this moment, let's continue.
Just skip a few minutes and then we'll be done smacking. So how was your last week been?
Oh my god, it's been busy. I was seriously,
With what?
Work. Seriously, my whole week was like the Rihanna song. Work, and I don't know what the rest is singing. No, seriously, yeah, it was the first day after my vacation. Go back to work, and it was just like running from the one corner to the other one and back again, and doing 20 things at once. So on Friday night, I was sitting at home and I was just feeling like, oh my god, I need vacation. So I started, okay, I need to do things differently. So I'm going to do planning-wise, working stuff. So yeah, it's been a work day week. And I've done... work day week. I've done something really bad that is not good for my outdoor experience, but I had to do it.
As in bad naughty or in bad criminal? Or
No, not criminal.
Stupid or in bad... I don't know. What types of bad are there?
I don't know. Yeah, well, I bought a Nintendo Switch.
Ah.
So that's like, nope, I'm not going to go outside. Yeah, nice weather. Nope.
Well, I haven't. That's a funny thing about gaming that I know Mario is very, it's a very popular game platform all over Nintendo and all the other stuff that's going on. But I played with computers since I was 5. So I never used the gaming platforms in the beginning. So I grew up with completely different games.
Yeah, me too.
So that's funny. I don't dislike Mario, but I'm not a big fan. Just like I never played Legends of Zelda.
Yeah, I did on the Super Nintendo.
So it's not the same to me as it is with a lot of other people.
I'm not like a fanboy. I'm more the fanboy of the Age of Empire, Command & Conquer, Roller Coaster Tycoon, that kind of stuff. That's like
all those types of games.
Have you seen my childhood?
But even all the platform games like the first Duke Nukem's, not even the 3D, just the
Doom.
platform. Well, that's the 3D part.
No,
Way
that's
before that were the platform games.
That wasn't 3D. The first Doom. Doom.
Oh, the first Doom was
Yeah.
No, yeah.
That you had the face in the middle that you see get beaten up.
Well, that was a 3D world.
Okay.
It was not 3D as we knew it now.
Oh, and
But the platform
yeah.
games, as you know, just like Mario, we had platform games on the PC in the beginning as well.
Yeah, Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia was one of the earlier, but I also had a Prince of Persia version. It was called Mission Impossible, and it was played on the Commodore.
Ooh.
So you had a big B flop.
Oh yeah,
You had to load it into the computer, wait for like, I don't know how long. It felt like just 10 seconds, but it probably was 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the game was loaded and you could play. And it was just like Prince of Persia, the 2D version where you had to go running. And I still remember the real Prince of Persia where the first time you have to use your sword, it always fails in the first 100 times.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, and also
Those
the game I had growing up was the typo. So you had to type what your character had to do, but it was always in English.
Text games.
Yeah, it was always in English.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, but if you're like
In different language,
in preschool and you don't know English that good, you're like, go to the car. How do I spell car? I don't know.
There is a website called Text Adventure. I don't know the extension. It's maybe .com, maybe .net or something. Just Google for what what did I say? Text Adventures. Yeah.
Where am I? Where am I? What is this?
It's a very nice website because you can make your own text adventures.
No.
And you can play, of course, text adventures. Yeah. They're not all as good because there's a very big variety of text adventures created on there. But there are a few very good text adventures. And it really... I don't like reading books, you know this. And playing text adventures is so much different. Mm-hmm. It's like an... there are adventure books where when you say... the book asks you what you want to do, go left or right, and then it tells you to go to which page, and that's how a text adventure works as well. So yeah, you can look around or move or do something or use.
Yeah, it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, things. Only then
it's a role play. Yeah, but it's so strict because when you have a DM on the table, they can tell you, they can explain and stuff, but it was really nice playing tech games.
No, I've noted there's this. Friends of ours who are really like Nintendo freaks. Sorry for the freaks out there. But they have all these games and stuff, and they had a game, and it's called, I'm kidding you not, it's a cry game. As in crying, as in... Okay. You have to have the storyline like you have. You have to read a lot and then say, what are you going to do? I'm going to do this. What are you going to say? I'm going to say this. But the game starts really happy and fun and yay, and it gets more dramatic, and then somebody dies and you get left alone and you become an orphan and stuff. And that's why it's called a cry game. So you're like really into this story you're reading, and you're like, oh, what's gonna happen next? And then suddenly she just dies, and you're like, but
that's why it's a cry game.
I hate this game, so I'm not gonna buy it.
What did you? So, I was just tumbling there. What did you play on the Nintendo Switch then?
My girlfriend, she bought Pokemon. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, it is really interesting for her to go outside and do stuff because the game is linked to the Pokemon Go on your smartphone.
Okay.
So all the Pokemon she gets outside, she gets used in the game, and vice versa.
Oh, that's interesting.
So she was like really hyped to do it, and the Clark, the sales dude at the store, said, "Well, if you finish this game between 14 days, you can come back and switch it for a new game."
Huh? What?
So she was just like, "Okay, game on." Literally. So when I met you in the shopping mall,
in town,
she actually finished the game within 7 days. That's Die Hard.
So you brought it back.
Yeah, and we just got a new game. We did it. It was just like, we came in and it was like, I want to switch this game. And he's like, you did not like it? I'm like, no, she finished it. And he's like, she what? It's 7 days. I'm like, yep. How? I don't know. I don't care. We want a new game now.
I think it's impressive, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's that
what
was
happened.
Yeah, that was happened. That escalated quickly. So, but how has your week been, my friend?
Pretty good. So I went to Castle Fest, which was amazing. So it was I would just, it's like 3 days walking. Because you were just...
You had to walk for 3 days to go to Castle Fest, or...
Yeah, no. No, it's such a good event. And I said this last week that I love all the people that come there. Just the whole scene, all the people, it's just so relaxed. And it was, again. Mm-hmm. And the more special is that if you meet people you know, even vaguely, or people you know from work, or people you know just from random locations, if you meet them there, they're very soft and nice people. Because going there means that they are... fitting into the whole theme and fitting into the whole...
they're part of the community.
Yeah. So I saw a guy and I recognized him, but I had no clue from where.
How?
I recognized him.
How? I've seen pictures. How can you recognize somebody there?
Oh, he was just bare-chested in a short.
Oh, just...
Yeah, he's a Viking of his own. He's got a long beard with beads in it, and... So
he's just walking there like shirt on, shorts. I don't care.
Yeah, drinking from a horn. It's the.
You can do that there.
Standard, yeah, of course.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm going next year.
Yeah, the Castle Fest has the stone cups, but you have to pay 2 coins to get a cup. So at the end of the day, when you bring back your cup, you get 2 coins, but you can never drink the 2 coins. That's so annoying. You can get your money back for the 2 coins, but you cannot get drink for the 2 coins because you need a cup to have a drink. So I'll just bring my own cup. That's the solution. And that's why people buy horns, because they sell drinking horns all over the place, because they sell, of course. Because if it's even if it's expensive as 2 coins, you still have the horn, and you can bring it back next year or to another event or drink at home or anything.
Wow.
And that's very popular. So
And
I don't drink from a horn.
No, but that's good for nature. I mean, seriously, no plastic thrown away, no glasses thrown away. It's everybody has their own drinking thing for the whole freaking weekend.
That as well, but that's also the reason why they have the stone cup. So it's just like just baked cups, and you can collect them. So that's why you can keep them.
It's actually stone. It's if I hit you in the head with it, it hurts.
Yeah.
It's not plastic.
Yeah, but if you hit me in the head without the cup, it hurts as well. So
yeah, that's
can
true.
do that. Got you there. So they don't use throwaway cups, and also all the food you get is within paper or cardboard or just with a little napkin. So they don't hand out plastic plates or plastic tools. Also, the small forks for like fries or something are wooden forks. So yeah, they're very environmental with that.
So a lot of events can learn something from them because
I think so. Yeah.
I've seen
Of course, there's a little bit of littering, but so little, because there are just trash bins all over the place. So you can just throw away the plastic bottles you get or the paper bags or anything. So it's a very clean event.
So you could say that at these events, people are less, I don't know the English word for it, so I'm just going to say it in Dutch, aso.
Yeah. I think the anonymously that people have on the street, when, I don't think we have talked about this, but it's very interesting that if you have trash in your hand, it's your trash. If you drop something, then it's your trash you've dropped. So you have some sense of responsibility for this trash because it's your trash.
Yeah.
But what if you're, let's say you've drunk a can of cola, something, and it's empty. So you're ready to throw it away.
Yeah.
But you drop it instead, accidentally in this case. But it drops next to a can from someone else. So do you feel forced to pick up both cans or just your own?
No, both.
Yeah, but that's the thing, because a lot of people will just grab their own can, or there's also kind of people who think, oh, so now there are 2, then I don't bother, and they will leave both cans.
Somebody else already did it, so I can do it too.
Yeah, and it happens a lot around the trash can. So that's where you can see if someone has someone has trash and walks up to the trash can or the trash bin or something, and they want to throw it away. If it falls out, and it's the first thing that falls out, most of the time people will pick it up and put it back in.
Yeah.
If it falls out and there's more stuff on the ground, a lot of times people will have it stay there.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's already there.
Right. And if it's filled up and there's no place in the bin and there's stuff around it, people are generally obliged to do it themselves to just put it on the ground because there's a lot of them on the ground. And someone will come by and pick it up because there's a lot more.
I have to say, when I lived in my apartment, I sometimes was that kind of guy. But then in the form that I had a full trash bag, I was walking downstairs with the dog, taking out the dog food. And then the underground trash bin was have a malfunction or stuff. And I was just like, seriously?
You don't want to bring it back up.
I have to walk with my dog all the way and my trash. And then sometimes I just leave it there. I walk with Doug, and then I came upstairs, and I'm just like, I have this annoying itch behind my ear that's saying like, go get it back, and I'm just like, okay, I'll go get it back. I'm actually the type of guy that when I like all the plastics and that we collect at home, the moment that I'm gonna throw it out at the store, on my way to the store, if I see soda cans or plastics on the ground, I'm the type of guy who just picks it up and be like, okay, I'm going there anyway, so I'll just might as well get this stuff also.
Yep.
And people are looking at me like, are you a hobo? Are you a drifter?
Yeah.
I'm just like, no, man, I'm seriously, I'm just cleaning up your shit.
But that's the thing, and it's not, I don't think it's wrong for people to think in any way about this trash.
Oh, that's really good that you say it at the end. It's like, I don't think it's wrong that people think in any way.
No, on topic of the littering, that I don't think it's wrong for people to behave in any of these ways because it's human.
Yeah.
The most interesting part for me is, why do we think different about the same can?
Mm-hmm.
So because it's my can, the one I used, I feel more obliged to throw it away.
Yeah.
But when it's someone else's can that's already laying on the ground, I feel less obliged.
Yeah.
I mean, you can also try to pick up everything and put it into the trash can, or even try to tie up the whole trash bin, take it out and leave the bin empty so people can at least throw their stuff in the bin. I mean, there are so many things to do. I can also just go and get a trash bin and replace it myself, because I don't want other people to litter the nature at that point.
True. Yeah, well, that's why we have one of these days, I don't know when, you have the whole Holland Cleans Up Day. So like you can go to the website and put yourself in, and then you're invited to go with heaps of people cleaning up beaches or forests and stuff. And I'm just like, holy crap, man, that's the initiative. It's outdoor, so you have your walk, you have your talk with people, you're socializing, and you're cleaning up the planet.
Yeah. Do you remember? Sorry, I'm eating cake again. Do you remember the outside swimming pool we have? Or we had, Keerpunt.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big outside swimming pool we had for years, because it failed to be financially stable, and the whole community, or what was it called, the gemeente, the city hall doesn't want to support it or pay for it, so they just pay extra money during the summer to have it cleaned up and opened just for a few days during the high season, and it's stupid, but
it costs them even more if they do that instead of just opening the pool.
Just having it open.
Yeah, oh my God.
Yeah, so it's stupid. And it's the only swimming pool we have, because the rest of them are closed or used for different things, or are just straight up pools instead of
just
being outside or recreative. But different story. Do you remember that when it was open, years back, that
in the days of John,
that when you at the end of the day, I think an hour before closing, or maybe half an hour before closing, you could go to the candy store, grab a trash bag. There we go.
We're good at we're good at talking
so
today.
good.
It's like
it's the cake, probably the cake.
Yeah.
Celebrate with cake. You could go around the field, because there was a big field back then when Dutch Water Greens wasn't built yet, for all the new kids who went on later. It was a very big field.
Awesome.
Probably less big than I remember, because I was little.
Yeah.
Never mind. So, because I remember the trash bags being really great, really big. So, I was probably little myself. But if you if you filled up a trash bin completely to the brim and brought it back, you'll get an ice cream.
Yeah.
Or a bag of candy or something.
Yeah, I went for the ice cream every time.
Yep.
I was a fat kid back then.
But it was...
The whole place is clean, but I was a fat kid.
But it was amazing. So it worked in so many ways, because, the grass gets cleaned up.
Yep.
Without any hassle. They don't have to rent someone for 1 hour to do this, because the kids are just, doing this. And they're getting something back, which is much better than, again, paying someone for 1 hour to go there and drive a car, because these kids are already there.
Yeah.
And just let them go.
They even paid entrance.
Yeah, they just paid entrance to be there.
You're paying to cleaning up. Okay.
Yeah, so just handing out a few bags, and then have them collected and give them something in return to thank them for being such a good sport.
True, but that's also what City Hall in Sweet Lake City did with New Year's Eve. That in the Netherlands, you can just
buy
fireworks and light it up and do all that stuff. But the next day, normally, me as a small kid, I would just go outside and see what firework did not go off and try to let it go off. And then,
I remember.
Then the police were just like, what if we just endorse these kids to clean up, and for every full trash bag of fireworks that they leave here, they get a certificate for a hamburger at McDonald's.
Huh.
Once again, I was a fat kid back then. I just came with like
I
35.
didn't even knew from this action.
I had 35 trash bags. I was like, give me my hamburgers. No, motherfucker. But that is like, I'm like, seriously, that's how you endorse kids to clean up.
And the funny thing, it's not that you would think that the kids would do this just for the treat, just for the hamburgers and just for the candy,
They don't.
which is true actually, but you don't realize that they are learning more than you can ever teach them in a different way.
Yeah.
So if I had this when children cycle in front of me and they drop a can because they probably don't need it anymore.
No.
And they decided to lose grip on it and, have it fall down and land somewhere. And I'm cycling behind them. I stop, I grab the can, and I catch up to them, and I give it back. So you drop this.
What was the reaction of this kid?
Most of the time, they're confused. A few children are very disrespectful and start, using the wrong words. And I'm always pretty good in my response. So most of the times, I knew what to say. And I could still have them take the can.
Yeah.
And then I would slow down and drive behind them again.
Just to see if he throws it away again.
I know they will not. They never threw it away second time.
No.
No. Because I really clearly explained myself that
if I see this can one more time,
this can
I will
was
shove
theirs.
it.
And what I did there is just use the psychological.
So you're really struggling with words.
Yeah,
today.
I know.
God. Psychological.
Psychological. Thank you. Just trying to say it quickly. Still, it's the cake.
Yeah.
It has sugar on top. That's why I'm just speeding up.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get the kids to realize that this can is their can, and not just from someone who dropped it days before, because it's not their can anymore because they lost grip on it.
True.
And they get a new sense of feeling about this can, and I'm driving behind them to remember them from this fact, and that's why they don't throw it away.
Yeah, but I think that is...
And also because they know I will give it back again.
Yeah, and shove it down their throat. But that's the thing, I think, with the outdoor community is we're all people who love nature. We're not tree huggers, I can guarantee you that, but we respect nature, we love it, we want it to stay the way it is. So I think, and I'm speaking on my behalf, but the outdoor community is the community that cleans up their shit afterwards. Whether it's they had a barbecue, whether it's they had a lunch or had drinks while climbing, they clean it up. They don't leave it there. I
think the biggest part of people who want to do good are trying not to litter.
Yep.
And I think the part of people really cleaning up, and that's the cleaning up of other people's trash.
Yeah.
That's a very small kind of people, very small group.
Yeah, it is. And
unfortunately, because that would help.
True.
And it doesn't clear out the oceans, because I know that when you go to a less fortunate country, let's just refer to that.
We're not saying any country names because we don't want to insult people.
I don't know in which countries this all happens, but
yeah.
I know that tourists from over the whole world, a lot of countries are used to trash bins.
Yeah.
And in less unfortunate countries, they don't use trash bins.
No.
But still, when tourists come, the tourists, they expected trash bins. So in a lot of places, including on boats, just traveling from island to island or something, they put trash bins so the tourists can throw away their trash. And during the sailing, during the travel, they will, if the trash bin gets full, they will empty it over the side of the boat, so you can throw away more trash in the can. And this is something that really caught on to me, that it's not the problem of creating trash, it's the problem of this, the whole what we just talked about. The is it my trash? Is it that's the whole problem. That's why there's so many trash in different. In the wrong places, I think.
True that, and I think if I've started this with at home, like cans, drink cartage, plastic, all collecting it and throwing that in the trash can that's meant for it.
Yeah.
And we have at home two of the big what's it called, containers.
Yeah.
You have the green one for all your vegetables, and you get the black one for the rest. on 2 weeks' notice, it's get emptied. And ever since I've been putting plastics and everything on the side, the thing is not even for the half full in 2 weeks. So I literally made half of my trash production go away just by putting everything on the right order and throwing it where it's supposed to be. I'm like, and then still people are like, oh, the city hall is making me pay a lot for trash, blah, blah, blah. I mean, seriously, you can make things less worse.
Yeah.
And
I don't think that it's a problem. I think for us in the Netherlands that we have a pretty good system for the trash.
Yeah.
But then again, it's just like all the stuff that get offered to me in the store, which I buy or eat.
Is in plastic.
I know, no, it's even worse that I don't know where it's from. If I buy something in store, like my meat, I don't know where my meat comes from. I don't know what kind of animal or how it's treated. The other way around, with my trash, I don't know where it's going.
Yeah, that's true.
So I really do feel responsible, but I cannot do more than put it in the trash bin, put it in a container, and hope that it's it's taken care of.
Yeah. And I think that it's not that. The problem is not being us as let's say people in the Netherlands or in Europe or in fortunate countries being able to think, how can we save the environment? How can we save nature? It's more that we have to think, and that's my opinion, that we need to get those less fortunate countries and teach them how to do it better and give them the needs and the supplies to do it better. Because I think that is, I mean, I've seen footage, and not to offend people who are listening in India. In India, you really have the water of the city. It's like you can walk for like 2 meters on trash in the water. I mean, how is that possible? People just throwing it in the water and be like, oh, I don't give a shit what's going on there.
Well, I'm not sure. I haven't been to a lot of different countries to see this personally. And I do want to experience this just to know what it's about.
Yeah.
Because all I know is what I know, and I'm not an easy truster, so I gather a lot of information and think about it, and so it's just theoretical. All I'm saying, but please respond if you have any responses to this or to me as a listener. But I think that in a lot of countries they didn't have that much trash. That a lot of tourism and a lot of other countries brought in this kind of living.
Yeah.
It's just like, saying that people in different countries have to walk 3 miles to get fresh water.
Yeah. That's bizarre.
It's bizarre, but that's how it is there. And it's like, they don't have a very luxurious bed to sleep on, but they don't,
or a bath, or a shower.
They don't necessarily need that.
Yeah.
And it's I can talk about this for days, of course. But just seeing this like the medical world.
Yeah.
That if you took someone from 2019, which we are in now, and take this person back, if you could, evenly, if you took him back like 2,000 years or more, then that person would kill all the people almost because of the bacteria and stuff he's carrying, because this is evolving and in different ways. And so I think that a lot of medical needs also have been created by people traveling all over the world.
True.
If you put a group of people close to each other, they will. It starts. I don't know how it's called in English. It starts scheming. It starts.
Digesting and
it starts evolving new kinds of bacteria and so there's a lot of things happening. And when you start traveling, if you would go on foot as a human would do, as an animal would do, that normally you live in a region, and you can travel a bit further, but you travel on a slow pace, so you get used to the environment. And if it gets too dangerous, you'll die because you're not made for this part of the earth. And now, because we're flying all over the world, and we decided that we need to be everywhere and we needed to go everywhere and visit everything, I think that's also creating a little bit of problems there, and not just for us, because we, especially for our case in Europe, we have the medicine, quote unquote, to prevent us from getting sick.
Yeah.
So if you go to a country where it's filled with trash, then just come home, take a few pills, or take an injection against,
and you're good.
And you're good. But you're picking up bacteria from here and bringing it over there.
Yeah.
And, you can see the problem there.
Yeah.
It's just a theoretical thing, but I don't think that's very healthy for the environment as well.
No,
so it's not just the trash we create at home, but also the trash we create and the problems we create all over the world, which doesn't look very stable to me.
You can say that. Really. It doesn't look really stable to me. Yeah, but that is that's a funny thing. I think about humans and traveling. It's also I was under the impression that we as human beings were not social on traveling. We don't take care of each other when we see someone. Like, for example, you're sitting in a train, you see someone who's going, oh, he doesn't look really good. We're just being like...
You feel disassociated.
I'm not talking to the guy. So I did an experiment. I did a social experiment on it. I had to go to Utrecht for a couple of days. And I thought, well, by car, I don't want to go. I just go by train. And I had this handbook with me. I started writing in the handbook. And I had the experiment for myself that what if I would write down really depressive thoughts...
Yeah.
And see if the person who's next to me, because you always are when you're sitting next to somebody who's reading a book or something, you're always looking at, hey, what's he reading? Or, hey, what's he writing? And to see if that person would react and would be like, you want to talk about something? Every person who was sitting next to me did exactly that. They were like, somebody just put off their headphones. It's like, dude, do you want to talk about it? Or...
So explain, what were you writing down? I want to kill you. I want to kill you.
No. It is really. I thought I was starting to do. I call it depression light. There's not a depression light. I know it. Depression is depression, but I would start being like, I'm not worthy. Nobody likes me. I don't have friends.
And you're writing this down.
I'm writing this down just by pen. Yeah. And I would, if I don't get a reaction, I would like, okay, I'm gonna pump it up.
Step it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, you would go to the suicide thoughts.
Okay.
Once again, this is not to make fun of people who have it. I'm seriously, I'm respecting everybody who has depression, and I think this is a disease.
It's a serious thing, but I understand the experiment.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So and then the moment that you started writing down suicide, people were like putting off their headphones, shutting down the computer, and just being like, "You want to talk? I'm here. We're sitting in the train. We haven't got to stop for the next 10 minutes, please." And I was just like, really? After all the smartphones, laptops, headphones, wireless headphones, we're all creating our bubble that's sitting in the train. And people are noticing that somebody is not feeling good and they just cut it off.
They
and
did
just be
respond.
like, dude, seriously, what's
That's
up?
beautiful.
Yeah, I was just like, whoa. And immediately I would say, I'm sorry, nothing is wrong. This is just an experiment. And they would just be like, wow, this is an awesome experiment. I'm like, I know.
It's really good.
It gave me goosebumps every time people said like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Well, humans are normal. What?"
Yeah, but it's like it's a nice experiment because you can, especially because you're not recording or you're not getting anything out of it. It's just to see how people will respond, and if you do it right, you can compliment them on being social as they are. Which is very, very nice. I mean, you can give a very direct compliment to them.
True.
You can thank them, even though there was nothing wrong with you in this situation.
No.
They came up to you and asked if you were okay, which is still very nice, even if you were perfectly fine.
I'm like, what? People. What,
I mean, I don't expect someone to step up to me and, hey, how are you doing? Are you feeling all right? Like,
no, don't do that.
That's pretty weird.
But if
which is funny as well, because why would that be weird? But still, it's weird.
Yeah, we think it's weird because we're like,
I just grab my wallet and see if it's still there.
There's the unwritten rule that you don't go up to strangers and just be like, how are you today? Because that's not what you do. That's not normal. And I'm just like, why is that not normal?
Well, unless there's a reason.
Yeah, I would not go up
just the slightest reason would be enough. So if you're standing in an elevator, then there is a reason to talk because you have something in common, which is very funny.
Yeah, but we don't talk. Everybody's in the elevator like...
No, but hold on. What if the elevator stops?
Yeah,
it's a sudden snap, and everybody has something very definitely in common.
Yeah.
And it's like a group thing. It's like, okay, we're a group, and who am I in this group, and who are you in this group? And it's a very quick thought of reaction that in common part. That's so important.
Yeah, well, I think it was Mentos did it as an experiment. They had the elevator that would only move if you would talk to each other. I was just like,
oh, that's also nice.
So people were just like, the elevator stopped, and nobody's talking. And the moment they say, "What's going on?" It started moving again, and they stopped talking. It stopped again, and they're like, "Seriously, it's only moving when we talk." Okay, so how are you? Who are you? Where are you from?
That's
I'm just like, what?
Perfect example of the common thing, because the elevator it's just what I said, because that's a very it's a recognizable thing that if an elevator would stop, not everybody has stopped an elevator with them in it, of course.
No.
But you can realize, and I've realized it because I had it a few times, and I'm not scared of it. It's just, it happens.
Yeah, you're stuck. Okay.
But the interesting thing, and that's why I use it as an example, that if the elevator stops, you suddenly have something very strongly in common.
True.
Because you both know what it is, but you don't know how long it's going to take.
Nope.
So it's you and me, or anyone else in the elevator, and that's a very strong bonding. It's just like surviving a crash with just a few people.
Yeah.
These people are so valuable at that point, and
Yeah.
I don't think, and I don't hope that anybody has experienced that example, but
no. Well, there's just one example I've seen, and it's about the flight MH5. I forgot the number.
I don't know. I'm not good
the
at numbers.
The airplane that got shut down above the Ukraine.
Was it the 19?
MH19? I don't know. I'm sorry. We forgot.
I'm not good with numbers.
No.
But I know which plane you
meant. There was a story about one of the flight attendants on Schiphol Airport.
Yeah.
He was the last person who leave that plane and talked to the pilot. And the pilot's wife came in contact with him. And now they're like friends. Because of what happened, they talk to each other when there's...
She was the last one that saw her husband alive, and...
Yeah, and the moment that there's a memorial service or something, he picks her up from the airport and gets her there, and she stays with his family, and they have gone... And I'm just like, something that terrible can create something that beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. That's the fun thing about human beings. We all say human beings we're going less social, we're not taking care of each other.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah,
it depends on the situation that we're put in front of. Then we're going to be social.
Yeah. Just let me share one thing with you.
Yeah.
I do watch a lot of YouTube, you know this.
Yeah.
And do you know the King of Random?
No.
By any means. Okay. So just before the weekend, Grant Thomas died.
Yeah.
And he was the King of Random.
Oh, he was the king. I know Grant Thomas.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was the King of Random.
He is the starter of the whole channel. Mm-hmm. And there are so many beautiful videos of people all over YouTube. And it's very emotional. Yesterday I've watched a few, and I was just sobbing and crying, and not out of it was some kind of proudness for Grant to have all these people talk about him like that, because there are they're YouTube celebrities, let's just call them YouTube celebrities, but then from all the serious channels. It's not just like a PewDiePie or someone. I mean, I don't disrespect PewDiePie, but it's a different content creator. These like Smarter Every Day and the Slow Mo guys, and there are so many people on the internet, on YouTube, that are very seriously creating content for people to watch and to learn about. And Grant Thomas was one of these people, and I didn't even realize, because I did watch their channel, but then Grant Thomas decided that instead of making the videos, he wanted to spend more time with his family, and he created the channel as a business.
Wow!
So other people could also join, and at one point he let the other people take over the channel and take over the videos. So he stepped back from making the videos and just being an awesome, as I understand from all the people reacting and responding, he was an awesome human being and an awesome director and boss in this case for all his employees. Even people on the other side of the world where he employed for them to be an editor, he was so respectful. Yeah. He was so open. He even sent postcards, handwritten, on Christmas days and stuff. And
he's the boss.
Yeah, and the thing is that all the examples people give, all of them are saying he was such a genuine, honest guy. Mm. I never realized this from watching his videos on the King of Random. Yeah. I did like the content, and I stepped back a little bit when the other hosts started to making the videos. Yeah. But I kept watching them because it was still the same vibe, and I didn't know where Grant was because probably he was spending more time with his family. And now I also learned that he was doing so much in life. I recognized a little bit in him right there. That he was experiencing, he was flying. He had a plane. He was flying all different types of tricks, and he was parachuting, like skydiving, and he also was paragliding with a motor, one with a big fan on the back, which unfortunately also meant his last day because he had an accident with one of the flights, and that's where his life unfortunately ended. Which I think is beautiful because it's just like I don't know if you know Tommy Cooper.
Yeah.
It's called dying in armor. Yeah. So it's just dying on the spot and dying during the things and activities you love. Yeah. Of course, he left behind his family, his wife and his children, and so many other people who still look up to him.
Yeah. But
it's so beautiful.
But I think that's the thing with let's say us outdoor people. If anybody's seen the movie Free Solo, please watch it. That's the thing. We know outdoor sports are dangerous. We know it's sometimes life-threatening, the situation that you get in. But for an outdoor person, and I'm speaking from on personal behalf, if you die while doing something outdoorsy, and I don't mean walking the dog, but free climbing, going to the Himalayas, it is, like you say, dying in armor. You're dying doing the thing you love the most. So it's
also what we talked about last time with the safety aspect. There are always risks.
True.
And some risks you can eliminate, like wearing a flotation device when you're going into water and stuff, and wearing a helmet. But then there's always risks you are probably taking.
True.
So when you start flying, you know that if everything fails, you drop down and don't get back up.
Yeah.
If you go into the water and your air supply stops, you know that there's no way out.
Yeah. If you go rock climbing, you have all the safety on, but if you grab a rock that's loose.
And if something fails, then those are risks you are taking. And so I just want to thank Grant in memorial for being who he is and the things that he has done for so many people.
And I think normally you'd do this, but now I'm doing it. I think that is the perfect way to end this podcast with that notice saying thanks to Grant for everything he's done. I'm sorry, I did not know he was responsible for that. And now that I know it, it even touched me in the heart that I know what this man was responsible for. So on behalf of everybody at the Weekly Outdoors, I think thanks for doing that, man. And we hope your legacy gets carried on.
Yeah, so if people want to support his project, then you can still go to the King of Random. Of course, the channel is still up because the whole team is still running the channel, and they perform his legacy into space, I think, for so many years.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, but they're taking donations for his charity, which is very nice. And thanks. Namaste. If you want to have anything to say, please send us an email to podcast@weekloutdoors.com. And otherwise, we're happy to have you back next week.
What? Well, you're saying we're ending?
Yeah.
No!
Unfortunately, that was all we have time for this week. See you next week.
Bye.